I I very rarely take a rest day. Obviously, easier days, but not. I never take a day off, and I know it's quite popular. I think I've heard Damien Hall talking about with some his athletes. He always has a rest day. But this is our next question from Raven Walsh. I would like to know about rest days. I find it really hard to know when to take them. I prefer to do them on feel rather than have a set day, and tend to take them when I'm feeling tired. But how do you know if you are genuinely tired and need a rest day, or if you're just being a bit lacking in motivation, and that getting out would actually do you good?
Okay, so I think it's really important to take a rest day. Even if you're feeling like you're having a good week, I still think it's really important you take a rest day. And it's not just because of the the physical advantages of it, but mentally it's like you're going to go out and you're going to do some hard races. So that rest day I just think is super important in terms of refocusing, recalibrating, and putting yourself mentally in the best position to go out and do another hard week. So I think a rest day is super important. When do you do it? Well, so I tend to work with my athletes in sort of between 7 and 10 days on a sort of 7 to 10 day rota, depending on what they're doing. And some people can go longer without a rest day, but I think any time within a 7 to 10 day 10 day rotation, I think you should definitely be having a rest day. I tend to do mine after your long run. You could do it after you have just had a really hard session, but I think actually it's quite beneficial to do like a recovery run, I would say, the day after that. So ideally, I think if you're going to go out and do a long run, you're going to be out for a few hours. Your body does need to recover from that, even if you feel good, and you should be feeling. If you might be going out for a long run and want to feel good at the end of it. It's still really important to take that rest day, because even if you feel good, your body has still physically exerted a lot and will need to repair because you've been out for hours. So you'll make the most of that, because otherwise you won't be able to capitalize on those gains. You won't be able to capitalize and make the adaptations in order to get the best out of the next week. So should you take a rest day? I'm firmly in the 100% yes, you should camp. When should you take them? I would say ideally after your long run or a very hard session. Should you have a rest day if you're feeling a bit sick? Yeah, definitely, because again, that's your body telling you to take a break. And I was really bad at this. I would say in my early years of running, and particularly from a military background, I was like, all in, go hard or go home, die. I look back now and I think if I'd had good coaching, I'd have been so much better, and I'd have had been so much more. I'd reached so much more potential. The reality is you've got to look at it. You've got to look at it long term. You might go out. I mean, I was in a cross country race yesterday, and my knee is not 100% right, and I probably could have pushed and got a higher placing. But it's short term. That cross country race means nothing in terms of my longer term.
At the moment, though, I bet it meant quite a lot. You had to have a severe chat with yourself to slow down. It doesn't matter.
You've got to look long term, and taking an extra rest day because you're feeling a little bit under the weather isn't gonna ruin your race. What's ruining your race is continuously not taking rest days and not making time for the adaptations in your body, for sure.
Let's maybe just quickly, before we go to Russell, dive into what a rest day does. So a rest day is when all the R's, it's recuperation, it's replenishment of your muscles. It's giving a chance for those hormone levels to drop. It's also a chance for you to take a shower and put on normal clothes and catch up on life admin and get in the good books. So it's quite a good idea if you are busy, you've got a family, busy job, to plan your rest day when I can get brownie pie. I'll take the kids, love. I'll have the kids all day that day, because you're going to do maybe your long run before or the weekend after. So strategically plan your rest day. And it doesn't, if you think you might need 2 rest days a week, have a look at the rest of your life as well. The running, you can only train as much as you can recover from. So lots of clients going, I could do more. I'm like, Of course you can. Everyone can do more volume. It's the actual resting, which is the bit where champions are made. This is when you replenish. This is where your body goes. Until you rest, the signals are not sent to your brain that it needs to get stronger. The signals are sent when you're go, 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 that I'm go, go, go. I don't have time. I don't have time to get stronger, to recuperate. I'm a machine. I need to keep moving. We're going back to the caveman again. So rest days are when everything calms down. You're at your fridge. So you can replenish those glycogen stores. You can rehydrate. You can just let your body recover and get ready to go again. Also, as Trish said, it's really important for overtraining syndrome is allowing that rest to come into a long period, looking at your whole program, not just at one piece, but as a whole puzzle. And the rest is just one of those. As one of those pieces. Another thing I think for resting is the ability to know that you can rest and nothing's going to happen. Lots of people find it really hard to rest because they believe the sun will not rise the next day if they don't run that day, and that their whole race, which is 7 months down the line, is going to be down the pan because they didn't run that day. So I think mentally it's really important to show that you have the strength not to run, and that nothing happens. And in fact, probably you might feel better. Now, the day after a rest day, you might feel like crap, which is quite, and especially as you get older, when you haven't moved as much, sometimes the day after a rest day, you feel a bit rubbish. It takes a while to get moved. That's all perfectly normal. Just go with it and get back in it. So don't, as Trish said, the sort of planning of the rest day is really important. So maybe like a hard session, take it easy. The next day, move a little bit and then take a rest day. Or if you know you've got a track session, then perhaps have an easy day the day before so you are moving a little bit. And again, as you get older, that rest day, perhaps a little bit more rest is needed. If you're busy, if you've got a young family, it's a really hard balance to get. I get it. And this is when coaching is really helpful, having somebody just going, it's okay to rest. It's okay to watch Netflix. Don't watch the Harry and Meghan, though. That is a waste of your life that you'll never get back. Russell, I'm interested to know what you're going to answer to this, because I don't see rest days on the gram. Occasional.
No, I'm not big into rest days, guys. Sorry. It's not
I love it. I love a total. And I have to say as well, I don't do a ton of, I have with spine training had more rest than I've ever had, because the volume and the pack is so tiring that you have to have the rest. Whereas on my normal running training, I would actually probably only take a total rest day every couple of weeks. And I would do it by feel, but I have been an athlete, probably like you, Russell, all my life. And so I really am in tune. If I go out for a run, I'm not scared to turn back if I feel like a tin can. Anyway, Russell, tell us how you manage it, and then perhaps how you manage your clients as well.
Yeah, so I think you both answered great, and I totally agree with what you both said. And so it's Raven, isn't it? We're talking to Raven.
Yeah.
Hi, Raven. Russell. And I schedule in a rest day once a month for myself, psychologically. One rest day a month, and that is because I want to check in with myself that I can psychologically do it. If you have one rest day a month, you don't need any rest days. I've built my body up over 20 years so that I can run 100 miles a week every week, and I can have an easy run, and if I go slow enough, it's restorative for me. I can feel really, really good. I can enjoy it. I can put music on. So Raven, yes, I would schedule it, definitely, because like Eddie and Trish said, then it's a psychological rest as well. If you've got a run in the schedule and then you skip it, I tend to feel a little bit guilty. So if you've got a scheduled rest day, then you can have a psychological rest, and like Eddie said, you can plan your rest day a bit better rather than there was a run in there and I missed it. I normally do give my clients rest days, and like Trish said, it would be after the long run day. And myself, if I've changed my training significantly, so I'm doing like Dragon's Back training and I've been out on the mountain for 6 hours, next day it's rest day. The difference that in your question was how to tell the difference between tired or if you need the rest. For me, so that's a great question, and the difference between tired and fatigued, I think, is what we're getting at here. And if you're tired, you can normally sleep your way through. So if you're feeling really tired, go out and do the run anyway, and see if you don't feel better after a mile. And if you don't, then, quite often I'll turn around and walk home. Oh, this is a family podcast, but I'll say something along the lines of F it, F this, F the universe, it's not my day. I'll walk home, and then I have a really good night's sleep,
and hit the calories. Often I find that if I feel low, I go home, I'm like, open the fridge, 1,000 calories is going to be consumed,
totally.
And I'll feel better. It's nearly always I find I'm calorie deficient when I feel like that.
Well, I find it to be both, Eddie, like eat and sleep.
Eat and sleep,
while sleeping.
While sleeping, you just get the child drop.
Like half asleep. But do both those things, because everything else, all the recovery tools, they're all a bit gimmicky if you're not doing the eating and the sleeping. But the tiredness, every good athlete has been tired. It's just a part of it. With deep tiredness comes deep joy, Raven. So push through, see what is on the other end of that, that run that you are going to perhaps skip, see if you can get out and do something. If that run is in your schedule and you'll find that you're skipping it, maybe your schedule is written wrong. It's not really in tune with your work-life balance. So have a look at that. Maybe take that run off the schedule for next week, or just reduce it. Cut it in half. But I would say the rest days, schedule it in to answer your question. And if you're feeling tired and you're not sure if you should go, get out the house, do a mile.
Always out the
house. Your day, then just walk home and eat and sleep, and you're normally
another big part of this rest. And Russell, you just touched on it. Is that making sure that your easy runs, like Russell can get away with only having one rest day a month because his easy runs, he does a lot of running, not with a watch, super easy. He couldn't care less of the pace. And he just goes out, and it truly is a recovery pace.
Yeah.
If you're, so I truly believe a recovery pace. I always do the sweat test. Like, you should not be sweating. I
breathe through my nose as well.
Super sweaty runner, but my recovery pace, I'll be able to wear my kit again the next day, and my husband won't go, "What is that smell?" Put it in the laundry basket. So getting the right balance between the sessions will enable that you won't be like all hard. Oh my God, I need a rest to recover. But those easy and recovery sessions truly are easy and recovery. And that will also help rebuild and the body to recover. If you're just going hard all the time, then often you will get stale, you will get tired, you will get injured. So again, not just focus on the rest days, but what you're doing in between the hard sessions and the long sessions as well.
Yeah. So the Kenyans do that. They put on extra layers for their easy run. They also close their mouth, breathe with their nose. So you put lots of safety valves in, so that recovery run is really a recovery run. And there's evidence to show that can help flush the lactic through the muscles quicker than complete rest.
Yeah.
But it's the psychological component as well. So rest is important, but you just have to be in tune with where your training is right now, and you need a really good, sensible schedule.
I think as well, this is where a coach can help you when they'll say, if you've got a heavy week, you've got maybe 4 weeks out from a race, they're going to go, you're going to feel tired this week. You need to make sure you focus on the recovery. It's okay to feel tired, but those especially for the everyday athlete that's also not able to sit and watch Harry and Meghan all day, they've got a job as well, is that only needs to be like a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of your training plan. The rest of it should be able to fit into your life without you having to hold on to the trolley around Sainsbury's because you're so tired and crying at kids' bedtime. This is not personal anecdote, this is just
it sounds a little bit like a personal Yeah, that's another one I find. If I'm being really grumpy, and it's great that you've got a partner to tell you you're tired.
You can always, I think bouncing it off family is always good. Like if you feel and the minute you acknowledge, I feel tired, it's a bit like a therapy, isn't it? And they go, you could rest, and you look at them like, could I?
Oh my God, really?
Yes,
and also like the odd rest day, as opposed to maybe 2 weeks of 2 or 3 weeks off with an overuse injury or overtraining syndrome.
Jeremy, how do you put your rest days in?
I don't. I'm quite ad hoc though. If I don't feel up for it, but you said about easy runs.
But you get the balance as well, really well with your running. In that a lot of your running is with Rexy. Yeah. And it's super easy and it's short run. And
I was going to say, there's no sweat involved when I'm running with Rex. It's
Unless you see a cat.
Yeah, it's like a fartlek session.
You know, Elliot Kipchoge, he goes out with the kids, you know, on his easy runs.
Yeah.
And it keeps him slow, it keeps him honest, you know, because he could run 5-minute miling if he wanted to, but that holds him back. It can be really good is to go out with a training partner and chat away. But yeah, certainly have the rest day if you're feeling grumpy and tired and everything's going wrong. Then take the rest day for sure.
Thanks, Russell. You need to go. Thanks so much.
Guys, thank you so much. All right, love you loads.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Russell. Thank you so much. See you soon.
All right.